and gentlemen and ladies, in my mind, special lady, Ray Goodman and Brown, playing on my cell phone. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit so y'all can hear me, because I'm sitting up here, got music on the cell phone, and I decided I saw one song there, and I said, no, I don't want to listen to that song the next time I turn on the music player. And then I flipped through and I came across Special Lady by Ray Goodman, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s father, and Brown. And ladies and gentlemen, while listening to Ray Goodman and Brown, I said, hey, I got some news I want to give to the people. Ooh, sitting on top of the world. Before I met you, my sun did not want to shine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at supremelaw.org. Copyright goodbiz.com. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm deleting this software here. It sometimes has a problem, and other reason, don't worry about it. ESCT is a very good software. Okay, it actually will block all of those little pop-up websites, but it's having a conflict with some of the other programs, and I don't feel like correcting it. I'm not going to reinstall it or anything. I'm just going to delete it completely off the computer. Hey, you guys know this song, don't you? It's a shame when you mess around with me. Okay, been sampled and remixed and sampled and remixed and sampled, but it's a shame. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where we are right now at this particular site, it talks about introduction to pure contractual trust. Okay, but what we want to do is we want to focus on what a trust is, and I'm going to give you an understanding of a trust so that you get what a trust is. Because many of you keep hearing about trust, and you don't have a basic understanding of a trust. There are three positions of a trust. Now, in the past, individuals who have explained trust to people have said, well, a trust is like the Trinity. There is no mother thing known as the Trinity, you stupid mother. I'm sorry. I know that there's a lot of people out there who believe in this thing called the Trinity, but the Trinity is nowhere spoken of in Scripture. For instance, if Jesus was God, as people say, God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, if Jesus was God, then that would make the whole Bible a lie, because Jesus died. We have a historical fact that he died. God cannot die. Not even a part of him can die. So if God died, then that would make the Bible a lie. The Bible makes it quite clear that he cannot die. Not even a part of him can die. So that means the Trinity was never a biblical teaching, but just something somebody created, brought up, thought up, and it ain't. Wait, look at that. It's a shame that they got so many billions of people believing in something that isn't fact. And I don't care if you get upset. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Because this lie has been perpetuated. And if you believe in this lie, and if you have faith in this lie, then that's on you. See, it's a shame. So I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to let you know that a trust agreement has nothing to do with a Trinity. There are three prongs to a trust. You have the grantor. See, it got a snag, and so what I do, I don't want to search for no solution. Like I said, there's a conflict. So how do you get rid of a conflict? Well, you have what's called Rebel Uninstall Pro. And we're going to do an advanced scan that's going to search for every single tidbit of this program anywhere on this computer. You need a program like Revo Uninstall Pro. Well, how do I get a copy of Revo Uninstall Pro? Well, if you paid attention to the video, we are not downloading right now. But if you paid attention to the video I did telling you about the piratebay.com, I'm doing the last ship, but let's do REVO PRO. I could just put Revo and it would have taken me there. Like I said, when you usually do this, it'll pop up a window and you just have to close that second window because you don't need it. Hey, oh, there are no videos for Revo Pro. So that's my fault. I forgot to, let's unclick it. Hey, ooh. Roberta. You guys know Roberta, don't y'all? Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's the time. All right. There you go, y'all. I told y'all I go back. Now, oh, again, let's do this so you guys will see. This says copyright. Copyright, y'all. Copyrighted content. I'm using music. Unavailable on some devices. If you agree to these conditions, can't monetize video, you don't have to do anything. And what song was it that got it flagged? Deborah Cox, The Morning After. One of my favorite songs by Deborah. And Never Knew Love Like This Before. Never Knew Love Like This Before by Sherelle and Alexander O'Neal. She's a fake. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is not illegal to have music on your videos. Okay, just that simple. Let's go down. We gotta finish this, but let me finish telling you about the trust agreement, the trust relationship, the trust understanding, so that you get it. Now, I figured I'd do this while I'm doing this so that I can do both at the same time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please understand, those of you who've been asking, give me a second. We're going to do this other thing real quick, but I got to go ahead and delete this first. I've been working on this. This is the new power of attorney for SATCOM. We're going to go real quick so that you can't copy it, okay? There you go. Okay, new affidavit for SATCOM. It won't be up on the internet. This will only be for the people who are part of the birth certificate process. Well, what are you afraid that somebody's going to use it and send it to someone else and eventually put it on the internet? No, because it's not copywritten. We're not. I told you we don't copyright any of our documents. So anybody and a grandmama can use it. It's just that, ladies and gentlemen, this document will be specifically for the individuals doing the birth certificates. Why? Because it covers 9 different topics. What we did, what I should tell you, let's go here real quick so that you can see. You see right here, 5 pages? That's what the document covers, only 5 pages. It was originally over 40 pages because we added to it. But then we took those 40 pages and then condensed it, reduced it, condensed it, reduced it. It's taken me 2.5 months to do this. I was trying to look for help for people to help me put the document together, and nobody could provide the actual help because they didn't understand what the document does. Oh, by the way, you know the document also has a picture. See, I ain't gonna give you guys all the details. I'm just letting you know, if you've already done the POA for SATCOM, let me see, who is this, y'all? Slow Motion by Color Me Bad. Color Me Bad. Okay. I adore me more. I wanna say. I'm sorry. Anyway, Color Me Bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if they were all gay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, I'm not kidding. Okay? I don't care. Okay. It says the rest of the files that were here. These are all of the files associated with this program, ladies and gentlemen. See, normally when you delete a program, it leaves what's called redundancy files on your system. Well, programs like the Revo uninstaller gets rid of the program. So you don't see ESET in the E's nowhere. So it's gone. Gone, 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 gone. Okay, hold on, because I told you guys I would show you how to download the program. There it is, Revo, and you want number 9 right here, okay? And you see it's only 10 megabytes. You click on it, you follow the instructions that we've given you already on how to do it, and there you go. You got the program, okay? Just letting you know. See, I don't just keep it to myself. I tell it to you so that you can know. Let's get back to trust. A trust is a very simple agreement. You have 3 positions: grantor, beneficiary, trustee. You want to be the beneficiary always. The reason why you want to be the beneficiary, because in a constructive trust, which is what is going on in the courts, constructive trust, and they don't talk about constructive trust here on this site, but in a constructive trust, which is going on in the courts, they created the trust. So you don't want to be the grantor because you can't. They are the trustees. That's the only position. The judge, he's an administrator. Remember, the actual creators of the trust are the powers that be. The real power, So you cannot be the grantor. Constructive trust is not one that you created, they created. The only thing you can be is the beneficiary. And they can create a constructive trust, which is what they did without your knowledge. They can create a constructive trust without your knowledge, and you are the beneficiary. That's whom you want to be. I am the beneficiary, or excuse me, the beneficial owner of the constructive trust. But don't say constructive trust. I'm the beneficial owner of the equitable trust. How may I help you, Mr. Trustee? Okay, just that simple. All right, notice this. According to Black's Law Dictionary, a trust is defined as a right to a property, real or personal, held by one party for the benefit of another. You don't want to be holding a property for the benefit of another person. Okay? Basically, when Jehovah created man, Yahweh, it's not Jehovah, it's Yahweh. Yahweh is the Hebrew pronunciation, mother. Jehovah is the English pronunciation. Jehovah is the pronunciation in Espanol. Okay? Hey, please exit opera. Otherwise, no, I'm not gonna. You better skip. I'm exiting no opera. Opera's got all my emails and stuff. See, email. Oh, by the way, some of you have been emailing me to the wrong accounts. Please stop, or I will block you from all of my accounts. You must understand. That's why I put Bixby. Bixby? You mean Mr. Bixby who played the Incredible Hulk? No, that was Lou Ferrigno. No, Bill Bixby. He was the person who changed into the Hulk. That's right, but I didn't say that Bixby. I said Bixby as in the program. It filters out emails. Oh, by the way, there's a gentleman who I told not to email me anymore, and he keeps emailing me again. He goes by the name of King Sai. King Sai, you need to stop emailing me. I've asked you to stop. If you don't, I'm going to blast you on this internet, and you're going to be the third video on how to become internet famous. I said stop. You got on my nerves. I told you got on my nerves. I told you not to do something. You did it anyway. I say stop. I'm not going to ask you again. I don't give up how much respect you have for me. I have no respect for you because you ignored me. There is no way you can make up for it. This has nothing to do with forgiveness because I don't hate, dislike. I asked you not to do something and you did it. Okay? So stop. That's just the end of that. Okay. Let's get back to she likes the boys in the band. She likes when they come to town. Every musician stands after the curtain comes down. She waits the backstage door for those who have their prestige, who promise fortune and fame and a life that's so carefree. Diana, what does it mean? Because I'm all yours tonight. She said, no. I'm sorry. Whew. This is just the instrumental to Dirty Diana. But I listened to this song when this album came out, and I knew it was about Diana Ross, even though everybody said it wasn't. It was about Diana Ross, and I like the song. All right, let's get back to a constructive trust. In court, you're dealing with a constructive trust. It was created by another party for your benefit. So you're the beneficial owner of the equitable trust because the constructive trust is created in equity. The courts operate in equity, so you're the beneficial owner of the equitable trust. Any arrangements whereby property is transferred with intentions that it be administered by trustee for another's benefit. They are administering, because the courts are administrative, they operate under the Administrative Procedures Act, they're administering trusts. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are not understanding what a trust is and what's going on in court, I'm giving you the basic, simple understanding in the last couple of videos so that you understand that it is so basic, it is so simple. You don't have to understand the details of the trust. Just understand that you're the beneficiary. You don't have to understand the construction of the trust because it's a constructive trust. You don't have to understand the construction of the trust. You just have to understand that there is a trust. I am the beneficial owner. See, we're coming in the wrong capacity in the court, which is why we're being accused. We're being accused. But you know what? There was something else. There was a website that I went to today, and it was at Stop the Pirates. So S-T-O-P, T-H-E, Stop the Pirates. I thought it was going to take me back to the site. It just says stop the. Now come on! Sorry. Now come on! Hey, look at that. Hey, Mr. Tex Mason, thc.org. Isn't that interesting? Yes, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Tex Mason. Let him hear it. Mr. S, Mr. Sly, a lot of respect for you, young man. Keep up the work. If you haven't been to thc.org, this is me giving you another plug. As a matter of fact, I've given that young man plugs in the past. I give him a plug now. By all means, Mr. Tex Mason, I might, by all means, go and check out his site. The information on the site, I will say I give credit to. Okay? Look, stopthepirates.com has debt elimination. You can access your account. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't advocate everything that this site says, but I went to this site and one of them, the individuals was talking about that Incune account from the Gettysburg or Gutenberg or Gutenfleet, Glutenfleet Bible. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the 14th century Bible talking about some stupid form, Incune. Somebody and I were talking about that today. Ladies and gentlemen, 14th century, that's not the original trust. The original trust was when God, Jehovah, created man and he entrusted the planet Earth to them. We don't own ourselves. We did not make ourselves. And this site on one of its pages said that, pay attention, we are the creators. We are all the I ams. You stupid, ignorant mother. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we didn't create anything. Nothing on this planet has ever been created by man. Man has always taken from what was already there and claimed that they made something different or new out of it. There is nothing new under the sun. Even you are not new. Everything in you came from something else, someplace else. All of the molecules, all of the membranes, all of the synapses, everything came from something that was already there prior to you coming into existence. You are created from the old. This is a recycling perpetual system. The earth is a perpetual recycling center. Guys, if you don't know this song, this is Rayshawn Patterson singing a song called Stars. Rayshawn Patterson, this song right here, this young man gets some credit. Okay? It is a very nice song, mellow song, brings you down, takes you all the way back down to the foundation. Let's get back to the foundation of this video so that you all understand it. You know what I told somebody today? Rayshawn, thank you. I told somebody today, I said, you know what? I said, the one thing people know about me, I said, who gets on video and tells the world that they've been celibate for 20 years and was a virgin for 20 years, and for 9 of those years in between those 20 years, or the 49 years, that's the only exception. So for 40 years of my life, I've been a virgin. Here's the thing. I want you to pay attention to this because it's unique. Who does that? Who gets on video and tells you about their life, tells you about their past, tells you about their mistakes, no matter how embarrassing it is? You see, the one thing when you come to this site, you'll know that I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. Been let down. It tries to make it last without pretending. Okay? People lust for fame. Do you guys know that? They come and go, moving fast, coming slow, like the best night of the sun. Sorry, I like the song. All in the blaze. All right, let's get back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Who does that? I do. Because I want you to understand. You have all these other people out there doing videos on YouTube, and that's why I got started with this in the first place. Because I heard people telling people things and they weren't giving them everything, they were giving them partial stuff. So if you notice, ever since August 1st, I've been giving you just about everything. Not holding back anything, but I can't give you everything because some of you people will jump the gun. You see, ooh, stars, they come and go, coming fast. coming slow, like the last light sun, all in a blaze. Sorry, I like this song, as you can tell. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people, I don't like him playing music in his videos. Oh God, I wish he would stop. However, the majority wins because the majority likes the music I play. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my girl. You guys know who this is, don't you? Loving you. This is a young lady who was gone too soon. Okay? This is Minnie Rippleton. And as I told you, I went to school with her son and daughter, and I recall the time when this young lady passed away from cancer. Well, let's get back to this. This song right here is my uncle's favorite song of all time. He was a huge fan of Minnie Rippleton. That's why I know the song. See, I play these songs because they bring back memories. And for a person who has suffered damage to his memory, this does me a great deal of good. So let's get back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to talking about constructive trust and everything. I just want you to know that I don't accept donations. He doesn't accept donations. I can prove it. I can vouch for him. He does not accept donations. I tried to offer him a donation and he told me no. Okay, I don't accept donations. But go to all the other sites and everybody wants a donation. They tell you they need a donation to keep doing this. I put my life on hold for you. No, let's get that. Let's make sure you understand that. I put my life on hold for you. The reason why I haven't tried any processes, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm spending all my time trying to help you. And I got to stop doing that because I can't move forward with my own life because I'm stuck trying to help all of you. But I got people calling me, asking me for help on their court cases. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get my help on your court cases. Court cases are too in-depth to involve. Court cases don't go away in a day. When that issue happened with Francis, that took 7 months. Court cases don't go away in a day. That's a lot of paperwork. As I told you, someone spent $1,500 for an attorney to file a 2-page document in a court that was a piece of junk. And I called it a 1-page document because half the document is the caption, the beginning of the document, the beginning of the motion. $1,500. I would never charge somebody $1,500 for one of my motions, even though I promise you, every one of my documents I placed in court has an effect on the court. They do not ever respond directly to any of my motions. Ever. Do you know why they don't respond to any of my motions? Because they can't. Because it would validate one portion. If they tried to invalidate another portion, it would validate another portion. I put them in a catch-22. I put their secrets in a document. Oh, especially the new affidavit. I put all of that junk about their Freemason stuff in there, letting them know that I do not propagate that junk, that BS. But I'm aware of it. I'm aware that this is what they believe. But just because that's what they believe, there's no law requiring that I believe the junk they believe. That's basically what I'm saying. Hey! Woo-hoo! Yeah! Sorry, Sweet Sensation. Y'all know Sweet Sensation by Stephanie? This is Sweet Sensation by Stephanie Mills. Look, he's just giving credit to these artists because, you know, he's using their music on his video and he don't want to get in trouble by YouTube, and that's the only way he gets to play it. Excuse me. From the beginning, I told you that I give the artists credit because they're the ones who did the song. I don't give the industry credit. I give the artist credit because I have respect for Stephanie. Home, when this woman did the song Home, this is my girl. Okay? Stephanie is my girl. And if y'all don't understand that, Marvin Gaye, the Spinners, the Whispers, the Four Tops, these are the people I play. I give them credit. And oh, my Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, okay, Natalie Cole, Deborah Cox. I give my people their credit because these are my people. We grew up together. We got through some very difficult times together, so of course I'm going to give them their credit because we got through some difficult times together and we had some good times together. We shared these moments together. So, of course, that's why I'm giving them credit because she deserves it. This woman can sing. So, y'all need to understand. I care about music, a music connoisseur, like a fine wine. Well, let's get back to this so that you guys will understand. When you come here, you're going to get truth. What I was explaining to the gentleman this morning is, ladies and gentlemen, I don't prepare videos. Well, that's why you're all over the place because you don't prepare. But if you just sit up and we're on an outline, shut the up. I don't prepare these videos in advance. Why? Because we're going to go through this together. We're going to educate ourselves together. Okay? The reason why we're going to educate ourselves together is so that you can see when I tell you I've never studied this stuff, I just know this. I've never studied this stuff. The fact is, I just know what I know. So, again, about the beneficial owner of the equitable trust, ladies and gentlemen, I know that that would be the statement I would say in court continuously from this day forward. I don't care what they say about anything else. I don't care if they're charging me for bringing down the World Trade Center. I don't care. I'm the beneficial owner of the equitable trust. How may I help you, Mr. Trustee? Because the courts are not judicial, they are administrative, and they are administrating a trust. Okay, Bouyer's Law Dictionary, Bouvier Law Dictionary defines a definition includes the following language. A trust is an obligation imposed either expressly, contractually, or by implication, which is constructive, of law, whereby the obligator is bound to deal with property over which he has control for the benefit of certain persons of whom he himself be one, and any one of whom may enforce the obligation. Ladies and gentlemen, the trustee in an administrative setting cannot receive the benefit of the trust. Why can't he receive the benefit of the trust that he's administering? Because he is an administrator, he is a trustee. See, this is what all people need to understand. A trustee cannot be a beneficiary or an executor, well, not executor, let's get that word straight. If you use an executor, leave that word executor alone. The declaration of executorship should be changed to declaration of beneficial ownership, okay? But we've corrected that in a new affidavit. No, we're making it a declaration as to test it, declare it, and so forth. And I'm going to have to finish this video because I got to go back and finish editing it because it's complete. I added something else to it last night, which was necessary, but now it's time to finish it up, polish it up, and get it to the individuals. Now, if you've already had the POA, if you've already done the POA, you don't have to do this one, but we're going to send this POA out to everyone anyway. The ones who have signed up for the SATCOM, SATPAC 1, and SATPAC DO, okay? You can email us and ask for it. I will give them permission to give it to you. Remember, it's being created by moi, and because it's being created by moi, I'm going to give them permission to give it to you. If you want to take what I do and post it all over the internet and give it to everybody and their grandmama, that's on you. Okay? I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get upset. Am I going to ask that you not do it? You already know right from wrong, good, bad, ugly. You definitely know ugly. Go take a look in that mirror. Okay? So I'm not going to do anything other than that. Sweet! This is my girl. Oh, sweet sensation. Okay? So now that we've talked about trust, now that you know that everything is about trust, and then when you're in court, you're dealing with a constructive trust. Let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out a little bit more about constructive. Look at that. Constructive trust element. And then we even have constructive trust remedy. Let's just do constructive trust. Let's not do elements. Let's see if it pulls up elements. Constructive trust is an equitable remedy resembling a trust, implied trust, imposed by a court for the benefit, or excuse me, the benefit of party that has been wrongfully deprived of its rights due to the either a person, hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, new birth, okay? The new birth. Everything. Okay. Anyway, for the benefit of a party that has been wrongfully deprived of its rights due to either a person's obtaining or holding legal property right, which they should not possess due to unjust enrichment or interference, a constructive trust. And remember, the courts are involved. See, is an equitable, it's an equity. So I am the beneficial owner of the equitable trust. Equitable trust is a constructive trust, ladies and gentlemen. How do I know this? See, what is an equitable trust? Let's see if it gives us the word construction in here, and I don't think it will because it doesn't like us. Okay, an equitable interest is an interest held by virtue of an equitable title, a title that indicates a beneficial interest in property and gives the holder the right to acquire formal legal title, i.e., the all caps name or the estate or claim on equitable grounds, such as interest held by the trust beneficiary, beneficial owner of the equitable trust. Isn't that interesting, huh? So now you understand why that phrase is. I just created the phrase because it made sense. Constructive trust is an equitable remedy resembling a trust. Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Constructive trust legal definition from legaldictionary.com. A relationship by which a person who has obtained title to a property has an equitable duty to transfer it to another, i.e., the government. Okay? Everything is equitable trust. But now let's go back up to our definition when we did our search. Hey, Mr. Dream Merchant. Equitable trust. And wait a minute. Look at that. Now it gives me something else. Interesting. Interesting. It gave me something else. Let's see. Equitable trust. I don't really want defined, but let's see if we can pull it up. Okay, it gives us the same thing. Let's see if I'm going to get what I'm looking for down here at the bottom. Legal and equitable rights. Equitable ownership of property. Equitable interest versus beneficial interest. Okay, how to prove equitable ownership. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Let's see how to prove it, because that's what most of you need to do. Can you claim mortgage interest as an equitable owner? Look at that. Tradingacademy.com. The equitable owner must continuously live in the property. These documents can be used as proof of living in the property, driver's license, and so on and so forth. You can claim equitable ownership, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to do your research on that. Okay, I'm giving you a way out. Okay, you are the beneficial owner of the property, which is how you go about doing certain things like the stuff we're doing over at SciComm for people. What's the difference between legal and equitable title? Equitable ownership, trust law, Britannica. We took you guys there the other day. Equitable ownership and mortgage interest deduction. Equitable owner equals deduction. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, some of you need to do some research because I think you are invited to some monies. I am the equitable owner of my late father's house, and I blah blah blah. Okay, I'm an equitable owner of my late father's house, And can I use the mortgage interest? And should I send proof of documents and wait until the IRS asks, or wait for the IRS asks for it? Ladies and gentlemen, that's your OID. That's your right to do the OID because you are the equitable owner or beneficial owner. I would actually use the word equitable owner. Okay. I I keep telling you all it was 100% legal for you to do the OID. It's just that you were doing the OIDs based on other people's paperwork, not based upon your own research. See, IRS definition of equitable owner. Let's do that, shall we? See, and you know what? I'm not going to make this video, I'm not going to create no special title to get people to come watch it. This is only for those of you who want to take the time to actually pay attention to the video. Okay? Wait, hold on. You giving me a new for living. Ooh, ooh. I'm sorry. This is my boy Marvin, y'all. Your precious love. Okay? Here is the IRS regulation 1.163. The Trading Academy. Look at that. Can you claim your mortgage interest as an equitable owner? Let's go here because they're actually giving us the law. Uh-oh. The Trading Academy doesn't exist anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It says the server DN address could not be found. Interesting. Interesting. TheTaxAdvisor.com. Equitable ownership and mortgage interest deductions. Qualified residence interest is defined in section. Anyway, interest paid by the taxpayer on a mortgage upon real estate of which he or she has the legal equitable ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, you get to collect all the interest back. Pay attention. Even though the taxpayer is not directly liable upon the bond or note secured by such mortgage, may be deducted as interest of his indebtedness. You get to receive credit for the interest that you paid. Most of you have been having your tax agents do this for you, but a lot of you haven't been having your tax agents do this for you. Remember, I just tried going to the Trading Academy and it is not letting me go there. Apparently that site does not exist anymore. I wonder why. I wonder why. And I promise you, they probably went after the people on that site. See, it says merely claiming that one is an equitable owner isn't enough to carry this issue. Rather, whether the equitable ownership is recognized under the state law, it will be expected a position survive should the IRS challenge it. Ladies and gentlemen, they can't challenge it as we just learned. Hey, y'all, this is Anthony Davis. Now, y'all may not know about Anthony Davis, but there's a song called Kinfolk. Anthony, this is his first album. This first album was on hit. The second album was a piece of excuse me. But Anthony can sing. I just wish Anthony would get back to what he did in the first album because his first album, I found him just by downloading music off of btjunkie.org. Okay, or whatever it used to be called, which doesn't exist anymore because they got scared because of the copyright law that was passed by the IRS, so they shut down. They were scared. Okay, instead of moving their site offshore, they were scared. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, equitable owners equal deduction. Now, this is the IRS argued that no deduction for interest and taxes should be allowed since blah 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 and Rachel. Okay, they can't argue that because they are the equitable owners. And that's all you have to do is prove that you are the beneficiary. Now, someone else is going to claim that they're the beneficiary, but they cannot claim beneficiary ownership because your name is on the title. Theirs is not. Okay? And guess what? You are the grantor of the deed of trust. So you also get to claim beneficial ownership. Why? Because you're the trust interest holder. You must understand the terms used by the IRS, as I explained on the video yesterday. You are the trust interest holder, so that means you do have a beneficial interest. Wait, what it is, fool? I ain't seen you in a while. Where you been, fool? In your Cadillac. I like the song. Now that's a fire. Okay. Now, see, they use a word in there. In my old neighborhood, I would not even be allowed to even let that word come out of my mouth, and that's the word cuz. I would not be allowed to say that word. I would run into a lot of problems. 5 generations, y'all. But this is the East Coast, and they use the word cuz, not to be saying that they were Crips. They use the word cuz because they like, what up, cuz? What up, cousin? Is what it was short. I miss you, Bam Bam, Uncle Leroy. We miss you. Okay. Now the rap part is just this song. He doesn't have rap in all of his songs. For some of you guys who don't like rap because you don't like rap, because you go by what the media says. None of what they did cursing, not one single curse word. They did not put women down. Okay. They did not talk about women. They did not see you guys. You got this little image in your head, and that's your problem. I'm gonna let you get over it. But let's get back to this beneficial ownership, equitable interest. What happens is, ladies and gentlemen, wait a minute. Also, it is not a problem with the Wi-Fi. It's a problem. Pass the peas like you used to do. See, they called him a fool. Okay. Uh, Again, I like his first album. Hey guys, this is a rap. This is children's story. And if you don't like children's story with Uncle Ricky, he's reading a bedtime story. All tucked in? Yes! Here we go. Well, let's get back to talking about the definition. It won't let me go to that page. I don't know why. So let's try the first page. Hold on. It might be an opera thing. Opera! Yes, it might be an Oprah thing. Me and you tonight, we're going to get some cash robbing old folks and making a dash. No, this is the tax advisor. So it went to that site. I wasn't looking for this site. Okay. It didn't actually go to the tax site. Yeah, it did. But this is the Trading Academy. So let's see if it's going to take us there this time. No, it didn't. So we're going to open this up in another window. Gave him a slap, but little did he know the little boy was strapped. And he said, "Why'd you hit me?" The barrel's head straight for the cop's kidney. Then he started to figure, I'll do years if I pull this trigger. So he ran around the block. Cop radio said to another lady cop, told his sister, shot for the head, he shot back, but he missed her. From expectation, he decided he'd head for the subway station. He was running and he made a left. He was running top speed till he was out of breath. Down and swore he could, sorry, in an abandoned building. There's up to the top floor. Open up the door, yeah, guess who he saw? Dave the dope fiend shooting dope who don't know the meaning of water nor soap. Bullets, hurry up, run. Ever since this man did this rap, he ain't never did anything that had any significance, in my opinion. Ran up the street to the university. Though the car was battered, rat-a-tat-tatted, and all the cops scattered. Still had static and put out the automatic. He led until the cops back off. A honey hair's dead. He knew he's wrong, and he starts to run on. Sounded and he seemed astounded, and before long the little boy was surrounded. And so went the glory, and this is the way I have to end this story. He was only 8 in a bad man's dream. Well, look at this. Somebody actually wrote a letter. And when was this? 2001. The Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't deal with the IRS. Oh, this is from the IRS. Excuse me. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is from not the IRS. I was wrong. This is from the Internal Revenue Service. As I told you, there is a difference between the IRS and the Internal Revenue Service, two different agencies. The Internal Revenue Service is a department of the Treasury division. So you want to send it to the Department of the Treasury Internal Revenue Service. You do not want to send anything to the IRS. I don't care if it's the Ogden address or any other address. This letter responds to the taxpayer's request for a private letter ruling date of October 5th, 1999. Specifically, taxpayer requests the following ruling: that certain amounts payable under home financing arrangement are deductible by taxpayer as qualified resident interest under 163H of the Internal Revenue Code, and that certain real estate taxes are deductible by taxpayer under 164A1. Taxpayer ruling request requires an initial factual determination of whether the taxpayer is the true owner of the underlying property of which the interest and real estate taxes relate. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you prove that you're the true owner? You give certified copies of that deed on your property, not the deed of trust. Deed of trust is not the deed. You have to actually file a grant deed on the record with your name on it. And as long as it's in the record, that's prima facie evidence. Now, look, it gives us, you want to download this. As a matter of fact, this is Harry Hippie, y'all. Y'all know Harry Hippie? Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Harry Hippie lies asleep in the shade. Life don't bug him because he think he's got it made. You know, that's Harry, y'all. You can lie down a story. Sorry. In particular. Ooh, he might even sell free press on Sunset. I like to help a man when he's down. Ladies and gentlemen, he's telling the truth. I'd like to help a man when he's down, but I can't help a man when he's sleeping on the ground. Oh, oh, yeah. Harry Hippie, Mary Hippie. This is his wife. She's Harry's lady. Sin. Just to feed Harry's babies. She can lie down a story. It's so incredible. But ooh, she won't even help me pick the food up and put it on the table. Because I'd like to help a man when he's down. But how can I help him when he's sleeping on the ground? Okay, I'd like to help all of you. But if you're not willing to do the research, I can't do anything for you. And you can't do nothing for yourself. Everybody wants to call me and ask me for solutions to problems that they created. Ladies and gentlemen, I do agree with the pirate, Stop the Pirate website. They say that everything has consequences and all of our problems are created by us. We created all of our problems, and they're absolutely right. Now let's go ahead and read the rest of this article. It provides that the Internal Revenue Service, please understand, the Internal Revenue Service, see how they spelled the whole name out? They don't say IRS because this is a separate agency. Ordinarily will not issue letters, ruling, or determination letters in certain areas because of the factual nature of the problem involved or because of other reasons. Provides that the service will not ordinarily issue rulings or determination letters as to who is the true owner of the property or the true borrower of money in cases in which the former ownership of the property or liability of indebtedness is in another party. Okay, now hold on. Notice what he said. They said that they will not do it in cases where the true owner of the property, pay attention, the true owner of the property, the former ownership of the property or liability is in another party. So they're saying that even if the property is in my name, I'm not the true owner. Interesting, ain't that correct? Okay, and 701 provides that instead of issuing a letter of ruling or determination, a letter of national office or district director may, when it is considered appropriate or in the best interest of the service, issue an information letter calling attention to well-established principles of tax law. This section provides that information letter and statement issued by the national office or by This is their scapegoat, ladies and gentlemen. District director. It calls attention to well-established interpretation and principles of tax law without applying it to a specific set of facts. An information letter may be issued if the taxpayer's inquiry indicates the need for general information or if the taxpayer's request does not meet the requirements of provision 99.1. Okay? Revision, publication, production. Hey, you better stop, y'all, dogging me around. You better stop it. Stop it, girl. Because if you don't stop, you know what? Why can't I think of this person's name? Dang it. That bothers me, y'all, that I can't think of this singer's name because we were talking about him. STOPDOGGIN me AROUND. Dang it, I know his name. Oh, click. Right here. Okay? Stop dogging me around. That's this song right here. Heads in a whirl. But if you wanna be my girl,
At
you
Push
better
Power,
stop.
nothing makes us more satisfied than helping.
Girl, dogging me all around. And you know what? I'm gonna have to stop it. Stop it, girl. Because if you don't stop, oh, this is my song. This is my song. That's my song. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a short break here. Got to, because this particular song I want a copy of. I already have it, but I want the video because I don't think I've ever seen the video. And I need to see the video. This is an advertisement. I don't like advertisements, y'all. We don't need to see no advertisement. You don't make it home at all. Now, I don't mind you. I don't mind you. Yourself a real good time. Okay? Stop dogging me around. Now, some of y'all gonna remember this song. Some of y'all, this song is gonna take you way back. Okay?
You better stop, girl.
Love this song, y'all. But I can't play it because that video right there on that particular web channel, YouTube will sit up there and give me a hassle, and I don't feel like doing nothing stupid with YouTube. So we're gonna play it on my. All right. Now the service thinks general information will help the taxpayer. See, they'll give you general information. They won't give you specific information. That's what that's saying. That means that they won't give you a direct answer because they don't want you showing that answer to everybody else. An information letter is advisory only and is not has no binding effect on the service. See, that's exactly what I just said, right? Again, I know how to read legalese. This is written by a lawyer. This is not, and it's a tax lawyer. This is written by a tax lawyer. And so is the code written by tax lawyers. So that it is not binding in this case because the taxpayer's ruling request requires an initial factual determination on which the service ordinarily does not rule. See, they're saying that they don't give determinations in situations like his. We are issuing an information letter rather than a letter ruling. We will refund taxpayers' user's fee in a separate correspondence. So wait, why are they going to refund his money? Huh? Because they know he's right. Now let's find out the facts because this is necessary. And I'm glad don't make me do it, baby. Oh, I have to bring you down. Oh, hey. Sorry. I like the song. Stop it. Okay. I'm gonna have to bring you down. I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna have to let you, baby. Hey, Stop it, girl. All right. Ah, no, no, no. We got to play this. What? What? Okay. Just want y'all to know. You got to stop it, girl. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am actually very glad that I'm doing this video, that I found this document. Like I said, we're doing research together, but I could not explain this to you any other way. Remember when I told you that you have the right to do the 1099 no ID? Well, now we're going to get the facts. Remember, they highlighted it facts. Okay. So pay attention to what they're doing. They're going to try to call these guys tax evasionists. If you don't know me by now, by Patti LaBelle, y'all. If you don't know me by now, if you ain't heard this version of If You Don't Know Me by Now, okay, if y'all ain't heard this version, I'm going to tell y'all to go and take a look at this version on YouTube. Patti LaBelle's If You Don't Know Me by Now, because this woman can sing, and she did a very good job on this song. All of the things that we've been through, you should understand it like I understand you. Yes, I know it was me, but I said it. I know the difference between what, right, and who, and I don't want to do nothing to mess up or break up our happy home. Oh, when I come home a little late at night, when we argue, fuss and fight. Sorry, I like this version. I like Teddy's more because Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. You know, you're your grandmama. Y'all know Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Let's get back to this video, you guys. Let's understand something about banking and finance. Now, they're going to say this person has some religious beliefs because who abides by religious principles against borrowing money on which interest is charged. Bank financed the purchase of a single-family private residence, the property, for a taxpayer who abides by religious principle against borrowing money on which interest is charged. That is not a religious principle, people. The Bible said that the Jews were not supposed to charge each other interest. It did not say that people weren't supposed to charge each other interest. They're getting that from what's called the Mosaic Law, the Torah, the so-called law of the Jews. The taxpayer, they keep calling him a taxpayer, please enter that, entered into a contract for the purchase of the property and placed a down payment towards the purchase. However, due to religious restrictions, taxpayer was unable to enter into a home mortgage for the remainder of the purchase price. To complete the transaction, the bank entered into an agreement with the taxpayer whereby the taxpayer took possession of the property under the terms substantially identical to those that would have been acceptable if the taxpayer had borrowed the money for the purchase of the property. Oh God. Anyway, in order to effectuate the taxpayer's goal of avoiding payment of amounts expressly denominated as interest on the borrower's funds for the property while achieving the same result for an economic standpoint, the taxpayer entered into an agreement with the bank that was structured as follows. First, bank purchased the property from the original seller under the sales contract by paying the purchase price in excess of the down payment. Second, the bank entered into an agreement, the lease property. Okay, guess what? The taxpayer could not claim the interest in his property because he entered into an agreement where he forwent the interest because he now became a lease to own property. The banks were actually the owner of the properties. That's why the banks purchased the property and they created a lease for the taxpayer whereby he would be paying them out. See, the terms of the lease, the taxpayer would make monthly rental payments to the bank. These rental payments would be established to be equal to the sum of 3 amounts. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, hold on, Patty. Patty got something she want to tell y'all.
Yeah, I like to do one of those. If you all know about it.
Hey, y'all. Patty gonna tell it to y'all like it is.
You take for granted somebody just knows what you're all about, my dear. And they just don't. Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks.
I'm going to try and talk to you, sugar.
She gonna tell it to you like a T.I.Z. And then I'm gonna finish. Mm-hmm.
They just don't want to try to.
They don't want to try, y'all.
So you say to yourself,
You say, self,
is it something I
is
said?
it something I said? Is it something I done?
The way I
Is it the way I look? Is it the way my clothes come unfastened? You ain't worth me anyway. Tell them, Patty. You fasten your clothes and you check your speech and you check out your drag and everything else you face, and you find out you're still in trouble, y'all. You say yourself, you say, self, is it worth it? She's saying it ain't worth it, y'all. 10 long years? Woo! Ah! If you don't know me by now, I'm not going to try to explain myself to you no more. You never, never know me. You go on and say, if you don't know me by now, you don't know me. You just got to wait, y'all. Okay, final. You ain't gonna. You ain't gonna. Gonna. Ah. That's Patti LaBelle, y'all. If you don't know me by now. And I love that song. So let's get back to what's going on with this mortgage. Now, the reason why this document, and I promise you, the reason why this document is so important, because this document is telling you that if he was the owner, he could claim the interest, but he wasn't the owner. The bank was the owner per their agreement because he signed a leasing agreement. See, the real estate taxes due are part of the first component of the tax payable based on the tax rate to effect in effect as of the date of the lease. Taxpayer is required to reimburse the bank for any increase in real estate taxes within 10 days of notice by the bank. Conversely, if the real estate tax of the property decrease, the bank must credit the amount of such decrease against the balance of the purchase price. We go a long way back, y'all. Y'all do know that we go a long way back. This is by Bloodstone. You and me, girl. Like I said, music connoisseur. Anyway, the bank must credit the amount of such decrease against the balance of the purchase price. The bank is responsible for the insurance premiums with respects to the risk insurance on the property during the lease terms. The reason why they're responsible, because they are the owners of the property. So this particular owner, this is what, and if the person was reading it, they would not understand it was because of the lease. They leased it. Then they talk about in case of fire, flood, or other casualty covered by risk insurance, the bank is entitled to receive any and all insurance proceeds. The bank was the owner. Under the lease, upon default by the taxpayer under the rental obligation, because he was renting, not owning, The bank is provided with the same remedies against the taxpayer as would be available to lenders in a non-recourse mortgage. Please understand, the same that would be available to a lender. The taxpayer did not own the property. Why is this still so important to you? Because this is saying that if he was the owner, he would be allowed to collect the interest and do that as a deduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you, even if you haven't claimed the interest in years past, you will be hit with a penalty, but you can claim the interest for years past because you didn't claim it, the bank did. Okay? You have the right to claim that it's a deduction. And you see how they redacted this? Why did they redact this? You know what? Dang it. I don't know who the original letter was, so I can't pull up the original letter. Dagnabbit. This is the one. I know you remember when trying to love me wasn't easy. Because the redaction is the information we need, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they redacted it. But however, there's not enough redactions on the document to prevent me. No, it's not going to pull up again, but I need to pull up, you see, and it's a PDF. Okay, taxpayers, true owner of the identifying property, which the interest and real estate, blah, 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 well-established principles of law. Taxpayer is the true owner of the underlying property. Ladies and gentlemen, if the taxpayer is the true owner, taxpayer is the legal or equitable owner. Okay, if the taxpayer is the true owner, then the taxpayer is due the money. But look at this. You see tradingacademy.com? They're gone. Why? Because they were doing something right. Here's the problem with most people. They read these laws and they don't understand. They think they understand, but they do not. Okay, so what I was going to do, IRS has ruled its own rules, has its own rules to determine who is the owner. Okay, now this was 2006. Okay, directly liable for the note securing the mortgage on his mother's house, nor was he legal or equitable owner of the property. Legal dictionary defines this as ownership by one who does not have legal title. Ladies and gentlemen, you have legal title to the property because you're listed in the legal title as owner. All of you who have mortgages, you only have a mortgage on the property, but it is your property. That's why you get evicted. That's why they foreclose on you, because they're taking what's yours. Okay, now you see it says deducting interest when you're not on the title. We're not worried about your not being on the title. We're worried about your being on the title. Okay? Mortgage interest, how to prove equitable ownership. Let's do that. Equitable ownership interest in a residence. Claiming mortgage interest not in your name. See, you can claim it if it's in your name. So you can claim it. But what I'm believing is when you're claiming equitable ownership, you guys are not including the proper forms, and some people are exaggerating. Okay? Well, that's why we need to, oh God. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to put y'all on pause. I need to check something, okay? Hold on. We're going to do a little bit of the new birth again. We're going to listen to a little bit of Impossible. Okay, because it's just impossible. Okay. Let's do how to prove. Ladies and gentlemen, what I did in that little short break, I sent myself an email. And I sent myself an email with the last Google search in the email, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that the sites I can't go to. I want to make sure it's just not a computer issue, especially with me deleting the virus scanner, that it somehow has interfered. Let's bring this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Can you claim? And this is the Trading Academy again. So the first one is here on my cell phone. I'm clicking on the cell phone separate from you while I'm listening to Impossible. Hey, 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 oh, ho. I can't hit. I used to be able to hit this man's voice how high he gets, but I can't. This is a woman, by the way. But the guy, I don't remember his name because for me to remember. Okay, it is my computer. There is something wrong with my computer. The Trading Academy website is still there. My computer is blocking me from getting there. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put you on pause while I do the diagnostic. Yes, that is true that I have a program that's interfering with my access to certain websites. So no, the websites have not been taken down. So what we're going to do is we're going to install AVG. Oh, my trial period has expired. Okay. This is going to take a moment because they're downloading the free edition. No, forget that. I don't want the free edition. I won't regret it. No. For to live without your love, there just ain't no way. Yeah, we'll do this version. No, we won't do that version. Let's do the latest version. Forget that. Give me 1 second. And we're going to go to abg.com, the original site. Now, those of you, see, I can't even go there. It won't even let me go to abg.com. I'm stuck, y'all. What am I going to do? We're going to go back to talking about this. I need you guys to go to those sites, look at the arguments that the people are bringing up. All of you have not been collecting on the interests that you've been paying on your property. You don't know that that's a tax deduction on all of your mortgages. Now, I didn't say that. The IRS said it. Their own manual said it. If you are the equitable owner, you have an equitable interest in a property because you've been paying the equitable interest. You've heard of having equity in a property? You guys need to do your research, and you'll be finding out that you could save a lot. I just did a video yesterday telling all of you that, yes, you can use the 1099 OID process to pay your bills, but it has to be done the right way. You have to do your research. You can't just take one article. As you see, I just went over several articles. You can't just take one article and run with it. That is not possible because it's just impossible. Hey, you will know. Okay, you know who this is, right? Y'all know who this is. You will know. Stevie! It's Stevie! Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Wonder. What you will know. Anyway, let's get back to explaining to you that you do need to do your research. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you don't know how to do research. So what I just did in 2 videos showing you how I go about doing research, how I go about finding out the answer. Looking at the IRS form, I wasn't looking at the reasons the IRS denied it. I was looking at the reasons that the IRS didn't say they were denying it. The only reason they brought up is that the individual wasn't the owner of the property. And the reason that's why they couldn't make a factual determination because they didn't have any policy saying that they had to give him a factual determination because he wasn't the legitimate owner. And it said it from the very beginning. And so I didn't understand it at the very beginning because I didn't read the context. But once I read the context of the document, that specifically this document right here, once I read the context, what was the context? That he was a renter. He was not an owner. A renter is not an owner. But we're renting our property. See, you're looking at it stupidly. As long as you have equitable title, do you know what equitable title? It shows that you have ownership of the property. See, taxpayers required to reimburse the bank for any increase in real estate taxes within 10 days. We've already read that. But please understand, the taxpayer is a renter. They're reading his policy. They're not telling you. So let's see what they say. Law applicable to issue provides that the taxpayer generally may deduct all interest paid or accrued within a taxable year of indebtedness. You are a taxpayer, your home, you can deduct all the interest paid from your taxes. Have you been doing that? No. Of the income tax regulation, interest paid by the taxpayer on a mortgage upon real estate of which the taxpayer is the legal or equitable owner. Remember, difference between legal and equitable. Okay? Even though the taxpayer is not directly liable upon the bond or note secured by such mortgage, may be deducted as interest of indebtedness. So it's a tax deduction, all the interest you pay. This is their rule, not mine. Provides that in case the taxpayer, other than the corporations, no deduction is allowed for personal interest paid or occurring during the taxable year. Personal interest. You're not doing personal interest. Okay? Temporary income tax regulations provides the term personal interest does not include any qualified residence interest within the meaning of blah, blah, blah. Thus, qualified resident interest generally is deductible. Okay, so it's deductible. They're giving you all the answers. Okay, qualified resident interest means any interest which is paid or accrued during the taxable year, acquisition indebtedness with respect to any qualified residence of the taxpayer. By the way, when you purchase a home, do you know that you're actually paying the interest on the property for the last so-called owner? So you get to deduct that interest too when you purchase the property. Yeah, I know you didn't know that. Nobody tells you that. So you have the right to go and get that interest paid back to you, but you will receive a late fee, but you have to know how to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot explain tax law to you because this is not my field of expertise. I just know how to read legalese. Okay, but here is this document. I've already shown you where the document is, how to get the document. It gives you all the codes. It gives you all the codes. Law applicable issues, they give you all the codes. And then look what it says. We hope this information is helpful. If you have any questions about the information in this letter, please contact Kim Koch at my office at blah, blah, blah. Kim Koch, I guarantee you, is a lawyer. Do a Google search on Kim Koch. Okay, K-O-C-H. Hold on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I told you all I dedicated this song to my mother. I write a song for you. This is by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So every time that song comes on for the rest of the time that I exist, it's dedicated to my mother. Okay. It's applicable. A song for you. You write a song for me. No, I'm looking for Kim Cox. There you go. See, she's on Lincoln. Okay. Lincoln. Lincoln. Lincoln the president? No, not that Lincoln. I write a song for you. Jerry, Kim Cox? No, this is just an attorney, and she's a tax attorney. And I'm pretty certain that that would be her, but now I got to make sure that this is DC, that the, oh, well, no, I already told you. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. All I had to do was read right here, Associated Chief Counsel, okay, Income Tax and Accounting. Like I said, she's an attorney. Oh, but look at that. Douglas Fahey, acting chief. Okay, but remember, she is the associate chief counsel. He is the acting chief, but she mentions her office. She's an attorney. This was written by an attorney, as I told you, so it's all legalese. So you have to understand, and I don't understand legalese 185,000%. I don't understand legalese 185,000%, but I understand legalese. So I can definitely understand exactly what they're trying not to say. But what they did say is he wasn't the owner. Okay, and look at this. It says specifically, the comptroller found the bank's home finance agreement was functionally equivalent to or by a logical outgrowth of secured real estate lending and mortgage lending activities and are part of the business of banking. The comptroller further noted that the Banks' home financing arrangements did not violate, which prohibits banks from holding legal title to real estate for a period longer than 5 years. The comptroller stated, and see, it's the comptroller statements that were missing. Okay, and they did that on purpose. See, this is probably the actual comptroller case. And remember, the comptroller is the Department of the Treasury, which lets you know a completely different agency than the IRS, because this is the Internal Revenue Service of the Department of the Treasury, not the IRS, which is a different entity. So what I would suggest is that those of you who want to take care of some deductions, you go over the tax laws referring to deductions. Okay, and look at that. All we have to do is look, this is her badge number. And this is Washington, D.C. Now, this was a while ago, and this cow is probably the director now. Well, I can't really call her a cow because she did what she was supposed to do. Okay, she did exactly what she was supposed to do. She wrote him, she was nice about it, she didn't lie to him, she didn't mislead him. Whoever she was writing to, had to understand what was going on. Ow, ow, ow! No, we don't have to do that. I already know she's a DC attorney. That's what the code is for. See, I already know. Let's get rid of this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Well, yeah. Well, then top. We write a song. We write a song. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end that with that song. We write a song, and what an appropriate song to end this with. I'm hoping that all of you could have gathered something from this, especially those of you with mortgages, those of you who have never claimed the interest on your property in a tax deduction. Most of you would have claimed the interest, so don't go back and do it. But the years you didn't do it, you get to go back and reclaim that interest. That money is still sitting there available to you. The reason why the IRS keeps talking about all the money it has on there, that the government has money for you, they do have that money. And if the bank claimed it, the bank will have to repay that money back to give to you, to the IRS. So the IRS will give you back the money, but it will take it from the bank and it will actually charge them a penalty because they weren't the owners of the property, even though they claimed that they did have that ownership, beneficial ownership of the interest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, I got to get on that affidavit, so I'm going to have to cut this video off because we've already taken an hour and 22 minutes of your time. Don't want to take any more of your time. I hope, again, that this information proves beneficial to some of you, and I hope that you've gleaned something from it. Please have a very good day, very good life, very good time. Whatever it is, have it and let it be good.